Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SimplePay webinar for our island region. My name is Elvira, and I'm in the sales and onboarding team at SimplePay. I'm joined by Kylie, who will be my co-host in today's session, as well as Jamie and Desmond, who will moderate the session to ensure that everything runs smoothly. To give you a little bit of background about SimplePay, we're a cloud-based payroll software solution that has been in the island market since 2016, and we pride ourselves in the simplicity of our system, which is also confirmed by many of our client reviews and feedback. We also aim to keep your payroll compliant and correct, and we'll make sure that you are up to date with all the changing requirements from revenue to ensure minimal stress when it comes to processing your payroll. So SimplePay will make your life easier by automatically calculating statutory deductions such as your PAYE and USC, and we are fully compliant with PAYE modernization, which will allow you to submit your payroll information directly to revenue. So in today's webinar session, we'll show you just how simple it is to do your setup, processing your payroll, and doing your submission with our cloud-based payroll solution, and also why SimplePay is the right solution for you. But before I get started, I will hand over to Jamie now, who will be sharing some things to take note of.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jamie, and I work closely with Elvira as a success specialist for South Africa and Ireland. It's great to be piloting this webinar in Ireland. We recently launched webinars in South Africa a few months ago, and they were really well received. So we're hoping you're as excited as we are to be here today and to be learning a bit more about what makes SimplePay so awesome. So just before we get started, and while we wait for a few more participants to join, I'm just going to ask that everyone can indicate with an emoji that you can hear and see me. Cool, I see some coming through, that's great. If anyone is struggling to hear or see us, please feel free to message me using the chat feature, and I'll be sure to help troubleshoot with you. So we would like to encourage as many questions as possible today, so please make use of the Q&A functionality throughout the duration of the session. All participants will be muted for the first part of the session, and questions will only be answered at the end of the session during the allocated questions and answers time, at which stage and after the recording is ended, participants may choose to speak if they would like to. We are recording this session so that we can upload it to our website as a resource for future reference for anyone who wishes to do so, and also for anyone that was unable to attend today's session. As a result, all participant identities will be protected and participant webcams will be disabled throughout the session. After Elvira and Kylie have completed their presentation, as I mentioned, a questions and answers session will start, where all questions sent during this session will be answered. This will also be your opportunity to raise any additional questions that you may have if you didn't send them through during the webinar. And once the questions and answers session has been concluded, we will be launching our post-attendee survey. So this survey is completely anonymous, and it will allow us the opportunity to refine our webinars going forward. As a result, we would really appreciate any feedback that you might have for us, and it will just take a few minutes to complete this survey. So once again, thank you so much for joining us today. We're extremely excited to be showcasing SimplePay to you, and I hope that you leave feeling confident that SimplePay is the right payroll solution for you and your organization. So over to you, Kylie.
Thanks so much, Jamie. Welcome, everyone. We're really excited to have you here today for this webinar. Elvira, if you wouldn't mind sharing your screen, I thought a good place to get started would be to show everyone how to get started on SimplePay. So if I were moving to SimplePay and using from a different system, if you could just take us through what I would need to do in order to create my SimplePay account.
Sure, Kylie, I'll be happy to show you. So to get started, you will need to go to our website, simplepay.ie. And you can do this from your computer's browser or any smart device as long as you have an internet connection. So we know that since many businesses had to adjust to the COVID-19 pandemic and remote work, SimplePay's cloud-based solution just made it easier to process payroll, since there's no need for you to be restricted to just one device or desktop, or even to worry about your your data being backed up. So SimplePay will automatically back up your data in the cloud, and you can access it at any time or process your payroll at any time as long as you have an internet connection. So what's also great about the system is that you don't have to worry about multiple users using the system at the same time. So you can give people in your company access to your data, such as the leave management system, approval, leave approval, or you can restrict users to certain companies or pay points within your profile. So let me show you how easy it is to get started. So you'll notice that there is a sign up button in the top right corner, and there's also a button that says free trial. So you can click on any one of these two options.
Elvira, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Sorry,
No
guys,
problem.
you know how it is on Zoom when you have meetings. Could you maybe scroll down? I don't know if it's just my screen, just to show everyone the free trial button that's on the page. Cool.
Can you see it now?
I can see it now.
Okay, great. So the free trial, yeah, you have to scroll a little bit down. It is towards the bottom of the screen. So you can click on the free trial button or the sign up button to get started. And all our customers, all our clients start with a 30-day free trial. So it is a no obligation trial, and you can click on any one of these two options to get started. So let me go ahead and click on sign up. And here we just have additional security measures in place, such as the capture, to ensure that your data is kept safe. So I'll just go ahead and complete this information here.
Whilst Elvira is busy clicking on rolling hills, I just wanted to let everyone here know that we are compliant with GDPR. We take your security of your data really seriously, and we have put in place a lot of measures to make sure that your data is kept safe.
Thank you, Kylie. That is correct. So we also have two-factor authentication, which will come up a little bit later in our session as well. So on the screen, once you have configured the capture, you can just complete the required information and click on the register button. Once you have registered, you'll receive an activation link that will ask you to activate your profile. And by clicking on the link, it will take you to the login page where it will ask you to log into your account.
Cool. So can we just pretend that we've signed up, we've received our email, we've activated our account, and I'd love to see what it looks like to log into the system.
Sure, Kylie, I already have my profile set up. So let me go ahead and click on login. And here you can see that the system automatically have the email address and password, which I have saved to the computer. So I'll just go ahead and log in and put in my two-factor authentication code. So this is what I was referring to earlier. So this is an additional security measure that you can enable on SimplePay just to make sure that your data is kept safe.
Yeah, it's not automatically enabled. So as Elvira said, you'll need to enable it, but we do strongly recommend that you do, especially if you may be sharing computers or anything like that. And also don't forget to have your phone or the device with the authentication app close by so you can log in.
Exactly. Thank you for that, Kylie. So once you have done the authentication and you've logged in, you'll notice that the demo company is automatically loaded for you. And this comes with test data. And you'll also notice that throughout the company or throughout the system, there will be notification banners. So in this case, we will always update you with any updates to the system, and we'll communicate it and close that. So to get started, you will need to add your own company information. It's nice to keep the demo company because you can always test out information, but if you want to delete it, that is also an option. So you have the option of deleting it or keeping it just for testing purpose. So I'll just show you how to add a company, if that's okay.
Yeah, that would be great. I thought it would be, I'm so glad you're doing that because it'll be great to show everyone how quick it is to get onto the system, because it's awesome to play around with the demo company. But once you're ready, I think it would be great to show everyone that you can go from 0 to on the system really quickly.
Yes, let me go ahead and do that. So to add a company, normally when you first register for an account, there will be a notification banner that will prompt you to add a company. And the system will always tell you the next step in the process. So you can click on the hyperlink in the banner, or you can go to the profile icon here in the top right corner, and then just go to companies. And here you can add a company or you can upload a BrightPay backup file. So if you have been using BrightPay, you can get a file from them to add your company information in this way. And there's also no limit to how many companies, employees, users you can add. And since we are cloud-based, there are no restrictions to how many users can use the system at the same time. So let me show you how quick and easy it is to add a company. So this can be done in 3 easy steps. So the first step would be to add your employer details. And once you have completed your employer details and hit the save button, you'll automatically be taken to the next step, which is to add your pay frequencies. So the pay frequencies we have are weekly, every 2 weeks, and monthly. And here you can just add the pay frequency for your company, hit the save button, and that will take you to the third step, which is to add your employees' information.
Can I just add, Elvira, if you don't mind me interjecting every now and then, just about the intuitiveness of the system. So I know that you said it automatically takes you to the next step, but I just wanted to add, and you'll see this as we take you through the settings today, that the system will always guide you to the next logical step. So once you've completed employer details and saved, the screen will automatically take you to pay frequencies and so on.
That is correct. So this is also a nice feature because the system won't allow you to skip steps and just add employees, because when you do get to your filing and submitting to Ross, it's important that you have your employer details completed as well, so that revenue knows where the submission is coming from. So this is also to ensure that you are compliant and that you don't do funny things.
Yes, we want to make sure you're very compliant.
Exactly. So the system has different validations in place to ensure that we keep you compliant.
Exactly.
Awesome. So the final step would be to add the employees on this page. And this can be done by an Excel import, or you can import your employees directly from Ross. So to import your employees from Ross, all you need to do is simply upload your Ross authorization certificate to SimplePay, which will allow us to retrieve your employees' information, such as the RPN information, tax credits, cut-off points, and this will be imported directly from Ross. This will also allow you to send your payroll submissions directly from SimplePay to Ross.
Cool. Are you gonna? Yes, I'm.
So the next step would be, Kylie, let me show you what I have set up already. I have a company where I have added the Ross authorization certificates. I'll just switch to that company here. So I've already added a test authorization certificate, which will now allow me to import employees. So here you can see there is a blue banner displayed with a hyperlink that you can click to import employees. And you can also do this under our bulk actions menu. So by clicking on bulk actions, you can just go to Ross imports and click on import additional employees.
And with that banner, you'll see that it takes you to the hyperlink, but it also explains the steps that Elvira just mentioned. So the system will always guide you on what to do next to configure your settings.
That's correct. And messages such as this will also be displayed throughout the system, where we will remind you to set up certain things like your pay frequencies or to enable dual employment before you actually import employees. So the system will always make sure that you have all the steps set up before you take any action, or it will remind you to do certain things before you take any action. So I'll just go ahead and click on import. And here you can see a list of employees is automatically imported into the system. Here you can select all employees that you wish to add, and you can also add some information to the screen, some basic information like the pay frequencies, date of birth, date of appointment. So because I am working with the test certificate, I'll just go ahead and enter some of the basic information on this page and then go ahead and save so I can show you the next steps in the process.
Cool. Whilst you're on that bulk screen, I think it's worthwhile just mentioning when we say bulk actions that we're inferring that you can configure a bunch of settings for a number of employees on one screen just to save you time. And we've also created certain features on the bulk action screen to save you even more time, which Elvira will show you in a moment.
Okay, great. So we have this copy first value down feature, which allows you to save information really quickly for a lot of employees. So if you click on the heading and you click on copy first value down, it will automatically copy the first value down for everyone. And even if you don't have a lot of employees, you can always configure these settings on an individual employee level. You don't have to do it in bulk. If you just have 1 or 2 employees, you can just simply go to the employee's profile and capture this information for them. So once you have done all of that, I'm just going to go ahead and click on save. And
Yeah,
the
always remember
information
to
will
click save. Yes.
Yes, exactly, Kylie. So once you've saved it, the information will automatically be added to the system and the employees will now be loaded to the system.
Cool. You'll also see, I know we moved on to the other page, but with notifications, we'll always show you when something is successful, unsuccessful. So it's really important to, when you click save, then you'll see everything, your settings have been saved. So you'll always know that the system is keeping track of what you're doing and making sure that you are configuring those settings correctly. Yeah.
Exactly. And even if it is unsuccessful, the system will have validations in place to let you know that maybe the save, you have to capture some more information or there's things outstanding on the page.
Exactly.
Right. So after you have saved your employees, the next step would be to add your employees' tax take-on balances. And the tax take-on balances, that is just the year-to-date balances for your employees. And that's the deductions and income values related to the employee's current employment with the company prior to you using SimplePay. So in our test company, this would be for January and February, since we have it set up that our first payslip starts in March. And take-on balances can also be captured on a per employee level, or it can be done in bulk under the bulk actions menu. So let me go ahead and show you how quick and easy it is to add the take-on balances. So I'll just go to employees, bulk actions, and under more payroll inputs here, you'll find take-on balances.
Cool.
So on the screen, you'll be able to capture the employees' year-to-date balances for PAYE, USC, LPT, or you can export the sheet to Excel and then import it again to capture the information for everyone at once.
So again, showing you this bulk action screen, you can see all of your employees and you can configure those settings in bulk. Again, you'll see the copy first value down feature, and you'll see that come up in a lot of different ways. Just to make sure that you can select everyone in one go. So the bulk action screen or what you can configure under bulk actions is really, really helpful. And there's a lot of different settings that you can configure in the bulk action screen. I think if you wouldn't mind maybe showing us how to configure basic salary in bulk, that might be the next step that you would take if you were.
Yes, Kylie. So that would be the next step to get the employees' basic salary information onto the system. Cool. And I'll just go ahead and show you how that's done. So if you go to employees and then bulk actions, you can just go to regular inputs under payroll inputs. So here under regular inputs, once my system loads, my internet seems to be a little bit slow today.
Just a little bit. I hope you wouldn't mind just explaining the difference between payslip inputs and regular inputs, because they do sound very similar.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that, Kylie. So regular inputs are for regular items that are normally displayed on the payslip, such as your basic salary, and the system will automatically default to the basic salary when you click on regular inputs. There's also payslip inputs for your once-off items, such as your bonuses, once-off commission, and our system allows you to customize certain items as well. So you can set up custom items as a regular input or a payslip input, such as claims and allowances, which we'll touch on a little bit later as well. So on the regular input screen, here you can configure the fixed salaries for your employees and also select whether they're hourly paid or if they get paid a fixed amount. We also have different items, system items built into the system, such as your medical insurance, pension, permanent health insurance. And these items can also be captured in bulk, and they are built in with the correct tax treatment and special reporting codes. So you don't have to worry about manually setting it up and if it is set up correctly. So the system has these items for you set up automatically. So I'll just go ahead and copy the first value down for everyone and then hit the save button.
Can I ask you just to show everyone just to reiterate the system's intuitive nature? So typically employees wouldn't be on a fixed salary and be hourly paid. So if you tick a checkbox that's inferring that this person is hourly paid, you'll notice that the fixed amount column is then grayed out. So the system knows that you can't configure both of those amounts per employee.
Yes, that is correct. So by clicking on the hourly paid tick box, the fixed amount is automatically grayed out, so you won't be able to make any changes because you can't have an hourly paid and a fixed amount at the same time. So the system is intuitive like that, that automatically picks up these little changes.
Exactly.
So,
and
great.
Yeah, so I know I keep interrupting you, but I really wanted to just share something that I really love about the system. So we mentioned claims earlier, and with claims, this is something that an employee can send a request. They can send a claims request or maybe a leave request. So we have something called employee self-service, and this is a feature where it allows employees to have their own profile where they can in real time submit, like I said, a leave request or maybe a claims request to someone who would then approve that request in real time for that employee. It's quite easy to enable, and that, like I said, the employee will have their own login for their employee self-service.
Yes, that is correct, Kylie. So just to expand a little on the expense claim. So if the employee has to claim a company expense, you can set up a custom item, a custom reimbursement item, and you can set up who the claim approver will be, and employees can then go onto our mobile app or log into employee self-service and submit that claim. Will then go through an approver who can approve the request and review it. So we do have a mobile app that employees can use as well. So the mobile app is automatically synced with the leave information, the payslip information. So there's no need for you to sync information manually or to do any backups or rollovers, because the system will do that for you automatically.
Exactly.
Another great feature is that our system also integrates with Xero and QuickBooks Online. And this allows you to set up your accounting integration. And when you go to your pay runs, there will be an option for you to post your pay run journal to one of these two systems.
Cool. I don't know if you wouldn't mind just quickly going onto the employees screen. I just wanted to show everyone very, very quickly where you enable self-service. Maybe after the end of the session, we can show you what that looks like, and maybe on the mobile app. But you'll go to the self-service screen and then configure the settings here, and it'll send through that activation email for your employee. And then, of course, you'll need to set up the approval groups, which you can see there's an approval groups tab. But maybe at the end we can go a bit, we can dive deeper into employee self-service. It's something I'm really excited about. But you mentioned pay runs. Would you mind showing us what that looks like? Maybe explaining what a pay run is.
Yeah, sure, Kylie, I'll be happy to. Also, just before we move on, if you have captured your employees' basic information, such as the email address, it will automatically be preloaded here, and you can simply go in and tick the enable box to enable your employees for self-service. So you don't have to manually go back and enter the email addresses. It will automatically pull through from the information that you initially added to the system. So when you have captured all the information for the employees and you're now ready to pay your employees or process your pay run, you can either go to the employees tab and preview the employee's payslip. So I just want to show you real quick. This is what the employee screen looks like. And as we've previously mentioned, the system has notification banners. So in this case, it's red, which is actually action is required from you. So we prompt you to edit or add the take on balances before you proceed. And again, that's just to ensure that you haven't missed any steps in the process. So there's also a recent activity screen where you can view recent activity or changes made by users. So this is especially nifty if you have a lot of payroll users using or added to the same company. You can see who's made changes to the employees' basic salary information or basic information. So this is where you can view it. The system also has links for USC and PAYE, where it will show you how the USC was calculated or the PAYE was calculated. And this information is all taken from your RPN, which is updated automatically on the system every 24 hours. So you can rest assured that you'll always be compliant because SimplePay does these checks for you automatically in the background. And there's no need for you to manually go in and update or do any backups or anything like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say exactly the same thing, and that if there are any, let's say, legislative changes, we'll update you with a blog post, and that blog post will also be advertised in the system with a notification banner that you'll see here, which is really exciting. And there's nothing that you need to do because, like Elvira said, everything is online in the cloud. And we will update all of those settings for you.
That's right, Kylie. We do also recommend that you do manual updates or checks for these updates before you process your pay run, just in case there was maybe changes to the RPN. It is recommended that you do that just before you process your pay run. So let me show you how a pay run is done. By clicking on the pay runs tab on the left here, the pay runs allows you to preview your pending payslips and to finalize payslips in bulk. So here, if I click on preview, this will show us all the payslips and it will give you an opportunity to just check that everything was captured correctly. So here you can see that the system automatically has a draft stamp, which tells you that the payslip is not yet locked or finalized, that you can still make changes. And it also splits the income deductions and employer contributions for you. It also has the leave displayed on the payslip. So we have a leave module where you can set up your own leave policies or entitlements and then allocate it to your employees. So you can also choose to hide or show leave on the payslip, and this is where you can see it displayed.
So the system is highly customizable. So like I've already said, even with the payslip, you can decide what you want to display for your employees. You can hide leave balances, you can show it. So really the choice is yours for whatever works for you.
That is right, Kylie. So once you're happy with all the information, you can simply go ahead and click on finalize. And again, the system will give you a nice preview of any changes made. You can also show payslip values here, recent activities, and then there'll be an option for you to select all employees and then click on finalize. So once that's done, you'll see there's an option to create a pay run. And creating a pay run, this is normally where you will have the opportunity to release the employees' pay slips to the self-service employee self-service profiles. So let me go ahead and click on create.
Whilst you're clicking on that, just linking back to employee self-service. So the pay slips will be released in real time to employees, which means that employees have access to their pay slips whenever they want by logging into the app or logging into their portal. They can view their payslips when they are released, which is quite nice.
Exactly, Kylie. And there's additional security that you can set up for the payslip. So if you want to, you can enable a password protection to that notification that goes out. The SimplePay will attach, or you have the option to attach the payslip to that notification email. And you can also configure additional security on that payslip that's attached. So we always want to make sure that you are safe and protected and that, there's additional security in place for that. So once you have created a pay run, this is what it looks like. The system will then group all the pay slips together under the payslip heading. So if you wish to maybe print out the pay slips, if you're not going to enable your employees for self-service, you can simply click on the pay slips and print it out or download it off system to your computer. even though it's not needed because it will automatically be backed up in the cloud. And then there's also an option for you to download a payment file. So for employees that have bank accounts added, there will be an option to export a SEPA export file that can be uploaded to your bank to pay your employees in bulk. The parent screen will also allow you to send your accounting information or your parent journals to QuickBooks or Xero, any one of those two accounting systems, once this integration has been enabled on the system as well. So there's really a lot you can do with the payroll.
Yeah, lots of benefits to the payroll, and especially when you finalize the payslip. So just again, the system's intuitive nature. When you finalize a payslip, so you're locking in that information. So the employee hasn't been paid, but the information can't be changed. But once you finalize a payslip, the system will automatically generate the next period's payslip, which you then can edit and change for whatever you want to add to that payslip for that period. But there's no need to do any manual rollovers once you finalize that payslip.
Exactly, Kylie. So the system will automatically generate the next period's payslip. So if you have a really basic payroll setup, all you'll have to do every month is go, or every week, however often you pay your employees, is go to pay runs, preview your payslips, make sure that everything is okay, and then create your pay run. So your pay run can really be done in a matter of minutes once you have
Not
everything
even.
set up. Not even by the click of a few buttons. Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, the next step would then be to go to filing tab, to the filing tab, and to submit your pay run submissions to Ross. So SimplePay allows you to send your pay run submissions directly to Ross, and it generates this Excel file that you can preview with the employee's payroll information. So once you are happy, after you've previewed the Excel sheet, you can simply click on submit. And again, this will be sent in real time. So clicking on submit, I'm just going to refresh my page here. And there we go. Instantly, the status is updated to successful, and any unsuccessful submission will also be highlighted in red. You can click on the wording unsuccessful, and it will show you the error code or the error message and give you an opportunity to correct whatever errors there were and to resubmit your submission to Ross. So the system will always let you know if it has been successful or unsuccessful in real time.
Exactly, and guide you into what steps you need to take in order to make sure the submission is successful. So there's a really nice marriage of the two between Ross and the system.
That is correct, Kylie. So you can also preview reports or download reports in our reports tab here. So if I go to reports, the system automatically generates reports for you from your payslip information. So your employee basic info, leave reports, transaction history reports, these are all automatically generated for you. And you can filter these reports by date range, employees, transactions, and then preview them in Excel or PDF. So there's no need for you to, again, do backups or do history backups before you can view the reports. You can simply go to the date range and it will automatically be downloaded from your payslip or historic information on the system.
Thanks. Oh, these reports are great, especially we have the universal filter. So again, if you have a lot of employees, you can narrow that down. So thanks for taking us through, creating a pay run benefits of that and showing us how to get onto the system and how very few clicks of buttons you need in order to get onto the system. So aside for making sure that we are keeping you compliant and secure, we also feel very strongly about support. So there are various channels that you can go through if you have a query or you need to contact us. So the first one is to enter a message into our chat box, which is at the bottom right of the screen. Pop us a message and we will reply to you then in system. Another way that we provide support is by going to the help icon next to the profile icon. And you'll see that there are 4 different options. So you can either go to help for this page. Clicking on general help is similar. Both of them take you to our help site. So on our help site, you'll see there's a search bar. If you click on help for this page, it'll take you directly to the help site page that links to where you are in the system. Otherwise, clicking on the help site will take you directly to the help site where you can just search for something you may need, again, like getting started and anything that you might need to configure. If you want to send us a message directly, again, you can go to the help icon and click on support. And clicking on this, you'll be able to type us a message, let us know what your query is. What's nice about this is you're also able to click on a grant access button. And this is really helpful because it then allows us to get to the root of your query, and we're able to respond to you with the most relevant information, which is really quite handy once you're in the system. If you would like to know a bit more about our system, we also offer an online training program. So again, help icon, and if you click on training, it'll open up, it'll take you to this page where if you click on the hyperlink, you can then sign up for an account and complete our SimplePay basic course, which will also just teach you some tips and tricks on how to get the most out of our system. So that's everything I wanted to share. Elvira, back to you.
Thank you for sharing that information with us. And we encourage everyone to reach out to us, even in your trial period. If you get stuck with the system, please chat with us, please email us and let us know where we can help you. And we'll be happy to do so. So before I hand over to Jamie and Desmo, who will take us through the Q&A, I also just want to mention that all of the features that I've shown you in today's session are included in our per active employee fee, and there are no additional charges involved for using our system. You can also view our pricing page on our website, simplepay.ie, and we encourage everyone to sign up for our 30-day free trial if you haven't done so already. So this will also help you to test out the system yourself and see why SimplePay is the right solution for you. You can also contact us for a one-on-one demo via Zoom or for onboarding assistance. And we've also prepared a few slides for you where we've listed down some of the additional features that we didn't get to show you in today's session. So this will all be emailed to you after the session. And with that said, I'll be handing over to Jamie and Desmo now for some Q&A.